Nightly greetings, one and all. William Theo here. Glad to bring you major events here and abroad that have unfolded of late in the 24 hours news on the site to pay homage to the Indian god Ram, a much-worshipped deity who represents the triumph of good over evil. The ceremony comes after the cornerstone of the temple was laid 3 years ago, with much controversy behind it, given the temple site had a mosque that stood there for over 450 years until it was taken down by angry Hindu nationals in 1992 after more than a 10-year contentious campaign marred by violence from time to time. After today's consecration, the temple site will be a more polarizing flashpoint between Hindus and the Muslim minority, which has been at the losing end in all the disputes all the time. Some 7,000 politicians, business bigwigs, sports stars, celebrities, and VIPs received the invite to witness the said event. The mosquito is the world's deadliest animal. In the 20th century alone, it is estimated that deaths attributed to the mosquito have been pegged at between 150 million to 300 million. At the low or conservative end, that's 5% more than the entire Russian population or the whole of Indonesia, with all of Taiwan thrown in at the high end. Hence, a conscientious effort to swamp out malaria in the African continent, where the greatest number of mosquito-derived illnesses have been recorded. And earlier today, Cameroon kicked off its first nationwide malaria vaccination program, the World Health Organization, or WHO, fittingly described as historic. Surprisingly enough, a 6-month-old babe received the first jab in Soa, a town 12 miles from the capital of Yaoundé. There is little reason to believe of a ceasefire to be declared anytime soon in Gaza, given the latest statements by the hawkish Israel Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu and Israel's alleged attacks in Iraq and in Damascus, where 5 members of the elite Iranian Republican Guard Corps and top Iranian spy have been killed. And throw in the vow of Iranian-backed Houthi rebels based in Yemen to hit back at the United States, and hopes for winning the peace has been dashed, as VOA's Veronica Balderas Iglesias reports.
Tensions in the Middle East are flaring after a strike in the Syrian capital Damascus killed 5 Iranian Revolutionary Guards commanders Saturday. Iran's President Ebrahim Raisi blamed Israel and vowed retaliation. The Jewish state hasn't claimed responsibility and continues focusing on hitting Hamas targets in Gaza. That's in response to a terrorist attack launched by the group in October that killed 1,200 people. About 240 people were also taken hostage. Since the Israel-Hamas war began, the United States, a staunch supporter of Israel, has also seen its military presence in the Middle East come under attack dozens of times. On Saturday, the target was its Al-Assad air base in Iraq.
It was a very serious attack using a capability of ballistic missiles that pose a genuine threat through the skill of U.S. forces. And the United States has demonstrated in the past, when these attacks have taken place in Iraq and Syria, that we are going to respond when we deem it's necessary to reestablish and try to establish deterrence in these situations and to hold these groups accountable that continue to attack us.
With Gaza health officials reporting more than 25,000 people killed so far in the Israel-Hamas war, the United States isn't easing its pressure on Israel to protect civilians and to allow additional humanitarian assistance to be delivered.
They've announced in recent days that they're going to allow flour to be delivered to an Israeli port in Ashdod and then brought into Gaza. These are small but consequential steps, but they're also not enough.
Amidst food shortages, volunteers have been distributing bread to displaced Palestinians in Rafah. The situation, however, is unsustainable, warned UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres during the 19th summit of the Non-Aligned Movement held this weekend in Kampala, Uganda.
People are dying not only from bombs and bullets, but from lack of food and clean water, hospitals without power and medicine, and grueling journeys to even smaller slivers of land to escape the fighting. This must stop.
But even as he faces domestic pressure from relatives of the Israeli hostages to reach a deal with Hamas, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu took to social media Saturday, repeating his earlier vow of destroying Hamas and underscoring the need to retain security control over Gaza after the war ends.
The state of Israel must have security control over all the territory west of the Jordan River. This is a necessary condition, and if it conflicts with the idea of Palestinian sovereignty, what to do?
His remarks put into question the two-state solution with the Palestinians that the United States and other parties have backed for years as a permanent solution to the conflict. Veronica Valderas Iglesias, VOA News, Washington.
At this moment, let's turn to PTV's Pine City studios for the latest developments brewing in the Cordilleras. Ala?
Ngayong mag-arab i Pilipinas, inaklon ti dadaulo ti Benguet PPO makapaalarma ti 79 akaso ti suicide iti probinsya, iti napalabas a 5 atawan. May basar iti record, 17 cases dagiti nagpakamatay nga agtawan iti 15 to 17. 38 cases mati edad 19 to 29, kan 24 cases dagiti 30 to 84 years old. Investigasyon ti pulisya, family problem kan issue iti love life, ti kang runa na rason iti panagkatel iti biag iti Benguet. Nupay kasta, naparteng a police community relation, baban iti implan dikeg sa laknib, ti pamayan ti pulisya tapno maidanon ti kampanyada nang nangruna kadagiti nasusulinak a lugar. Inlawlawag ni mental health advocate Ricky Ducas a seryoso ti kaso at suicide a may konektar iti depresyon kan mental health isut gapon na asan arumbeng a mayalang-aneng dagitoy.
Depression is real, no? Ang depression kasi kaya parang hypertension yan. Any other disease, diabetes, no? Na kailangan ma-check, no? Para at least malaman natin kung mental health concern nga ba ito. Hindi naman ibig sabihin, lagi nating sinasabi na pag pumunta po tayo sa psychiatry, psychologist, and any mental health professionals, meron na tayong mental health concern o meron na tayong sakit sa pag-iisip. No? Hindi po ganon. Marami pong sakop ang mental health.
Naidanon kadagiti komunidad, ijay abra ti nalakaan natin manipod Benguet kan Mountain Province, baban iti Kadiwa on Wheels. Inisyatibo dayto iti Department of Agriculture iti panakibinadang ti Abra Vegetables Seed Growers Development Cooperative. Malaksid kadagiti opisina ti gobyerno kan Farmers Group na sabyan pa iti Kadiwa on Wheels dagiti residente ti na duma a barangay ti Bangged kan kabangibang a munisipyo ti Tayom kan Peñarubia. Sigun kini Kadiwa Coordinator Jerome Baay, mangipatumpal na iti sabali maneng aktibidad, sanlang at tapno makagatang dagiti umili iti nateng iti reasonable a presyo, no di ket tapno matulungan dagiti mannalon amang lako iti produktuda. Pakabuklan a 7 tonelada ti repolyo kan mumbok, tinay-deliver kadagiti ahensya ti gobyerno iti Abra, pakiramanan tinailako kadagiti farmer groups kan residente. Ti Kadiwa on Wheels ket maysa kadagiti adlang ti Department of Agriculture tapno marisot ti parikot iti inflation baben iti pangisdeg iti affordable amakan kadagiti komunidad bay ti panangpapigsa iti pamasrekan dagiti manlanon. Dagiti damdamag manipo dito'y PTV Cordillera, siyak ni Ala Sunduan, naimbag arabiin.
Thank you, Ala. So that's a wrap for tonight. We look forward to you joining us again tomorrow, same time and same place on your remote control or browser. And don't forget to always work hard, aim high, be kind, stay connected as you catch the news right here. William Theo wishing you all a restful night ahead.